Taxes. You need to pay taxes. It doesn't matter what you do, you need to pay taxes. As soon as you sell something, as soon as you get paid for teaching, any time that you have income, you need to pay taxes. The bonus of being an artist is that if you sell artwork, you can deduct your expenses against the artwork. So if you sell a piece of artwork, you can deduct all the materials and supplies that you used against that income. My very first piece of advice would be to find an accountant for a small business. Ask for advice. Ask about your local area or where you live. This is an online course, and people from many different countries will see this course, so it's really hard for me to give specific advice. My best advice is to check out in your area where you live how taxes are structured. But in most places that I know, if you are a business, when you sell work, you can deduct your expenses. All income must be reported. First of all, you need a list of all the sources of income related to your art. So make a list. Do you have teaching income? Do you have workshop income? Do you have income from renting your art? Do you have income from selling your work? Do you have income from putting your work on cups and t-shirts? Any kind of income from consulting, such as being a juror. If you go and give a talk to a group, they give you an honorarium, that's taxable. You have to declare that income. Income from selling the image of one of your artworks to make cards or wallpaper, that counts as income. Income from tutoring in art, that is income. Income from selling any prints with your images on it, that is income. Income from any source at all needs to be declared. For now, what I want you to do is make a list of all your income and make sure that you keep track of it. Now for the expenses. Check in your area about the rules, but at the same time, these are possible deductions that you can have. Art materials of any kind, if you have receipts. Travel to purchase those art materials. You can deduct mileage. You need to keep a mileage log in your car. Administrative costs like postage, paper for photocopies, ink for the copier. If you use the copier only for your art business, if you share the family copier, then figure out what percentage of the family copier paper and ink goes towards your business, and that's what you deduct. Postage paid for sending out applications and proposals is deductible, as are the envelopes. Travel to deliver and pick up artwork is deductible. So if you're having an art show and you drive it there, you can consider mileage. If you have to pay for parking, you can deduct the parking. But again, you need to carry a mileage log. Check with your accountant in your area about this. If you have a studio outside the home, all rental costs can be deducted. For a studio in your home, measure the square footage used by your studio and what percent of your whole house or apartment that is, and then you can deduct a percent of the mortgage, the rent, the heating, the water, the sewer, the electrical, and other household expenses. Check with your accountant about this before you start. Consider how much of your phone you use for business. If you use your phone 20% of the time for business, for your art business, then you can deduct 20% of the expenses for your phone. The internet bill is another deduction, but figure out how much of the internet is used for your art business. The same is true for your computer. If you use your computer just for your art business, you can deduct all of it. If you use 50%, then you can deduct that. In my area, meals out for business are not deductible. In some areas, they are. List some possible expenses that you might have and start keeping track of them. Keep the receipts. Keep a log. It's a really good idea to keep a journal of your activities And then you have proof. The best advice is to consult a local accountant that is familiar with small businesses. And if you're lucky, maybe art businesses. Keeping good records will most likely not give you any problems. Honesty is the best policy. So your next step is to look up some accountants, ask some artist friends for suggestions first, write down some questions that you might ask that accountant that you would like to know about your business. Finding an accountant that you're compatible with and feel easy asking questions is important. So your task for this section is to find an accountant. Find someone you can talk to and get along with and get advice from. This is not an easy task, so take the time you need to find somebody good. See you in the next section.